I want to start today with a question, and you don't have to answer it out loud. I want you to just feel whatever when I ask it. How much money did you make last year? Now, how much do you actually still have? If there is a gap between those two answers, and I'm willing to bet that it is, the gap has a name. And it's not laziness, it's not irresponsibility, and it's definitely not a you problem. It's a system problem. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to Wealthy on Purpose. I'm Jay. I'm a financial system strategist and the founder of Her Mind, Her Money. I created this channel because I spent years being the woman that I just described, earning real money, working hard, doing everything I was supposed to do, and still feeling like I had nothing to show for it at the end of the month. And the most frustrating part, I couldn't figure out why, because from the outside, everything looked fine. Good income, decent job, reasonable lifestyle. But inside, I felt financially stuck in a way that I definitely wasn't talking about. This channel is for that woman, the woman that is earning but not building, the woman that is working hard and wondering why it's not adding up, the one who is tired of just being told to just budget better when she knows there is a bigger problem, and it's bigger than that. If that's you, stay with me because we're about to get into it. 74% of Americans say that they have an overspending problem, and more than half admit to spending recklessly. But here's the kicker. Most don't blame their own habits. They blame the economy, prices, or bad luck. I find that last part really telling because what it means is that most people know that something is off and they feel it, but they haven't given the right framework to understand what's actually happening. So they just keep on going month after month, earning, spending, wondering, and the advice that they get, it's not helpful. Cut back, save more, stop going out, make a budget. And they try it and it works for a few weeks. And then life happens and it falls all apart. And then they feel even worse than they did before because now they feel like they failed at the budget as well. Sound familiar? Here's what nobody's telling you. The budget didn't fail. The approach failed because budgeting as a standalone tactic without understanding your money behavior and without a real system underneath it, it's like bandage on something that needs surgery. It helps for a minute, but it doesn't fix the actual thing. Let me tell you about a specific moment that changed how I think about all of this. I remember sitting on my couch one night. It was late, everyone was asleep, and I was doing what I always did when I felt out of control emotionally. I was looking at my bank account and just staring at it, hoping that the numbers and somehow rearrange themselves into something better. I had just came off of a genuinely really good month. Income was up. I actually felt good about it. And then I almost had nothing. And I sat there just thinking, where the hell did it go? Like, seriously, every single month, where is my damn money? It wasn't one big thing. It never was one big thing. It was the dinner I said yes to because I was tired of cooking that week. It was a subscription that I forgot that I was even paying for. I knew I wasn't watching it no more. The show got canceled or whatever have it. It was the thing I bought online when I should have been working or going to be in sleep so I can go to the gym the next day. It was that I treat yourself moment that I kept doing because I felt like I had a bad week. I had a good week. These kids getting on my nerves. Man, the boss getting on my nerves. I need something to pick me up, you know? But that treat or quick gratification was a symptom of a system that I didn't know nothing about or that wasn't working. And that one thing that really got me that night, that thing that I couldn't shake, was that I was educated. I wasn't stupid. I was smart. I knew what a budget was. I knew I should be saving. I read all the articles, downloaded the apps, watched and listened to the podcast, and nothing was sticking. Not because I was lazy, but because I didn't have a system. I had tactics. Tactics without a system are just things you try to stop doing until you stop trying. That night, I decided that things were going to be different. Not because I got a raise or I found some extra cash, because I decided to actually understand what was happening with my money instead of reacting each month. And that decision changed everything. That is what this channel is built on, okay? So let's talk what's actually going on with the woman that earns good money and still feels broke, because there are 3 things that almost explains everything. 3 silent money leaks that most people have and most people don't realize are happening. Leak number 1, lifestyle inflation. And this is a sneaky one because it feels like progress, right? Here's how it works. You get a raise, or you land a new client, or you switch jobs and your salary bumps up, and almost immediately, sometimes without even consciously knowing you're doing it, you decide to expand to match your new income. You move into a nicer apartment, you upgrade your car, you start going to nicer restaurants because you can now. You start buying better versions of things that you used to buy the cheap version of. You know what I mean. And none of those individual things feels like a problem. The apartment is just an upgrade. The car is just more reliable. The restaurants is just where all my friends go now. But what's happening without you even noticing is the baseline cost of living has gone up to match, or even slightly exceed your new income. So even though you're making more money, you don't have more. You're just spending at a higher level. Women control an estimated of 31.8 trillion of worldwide consumer spending. Yet, most aren't building lasting wealth from it. That number is staggering. Women are spending, we are absolutely spending, and yet the wealth is not accumulating at the rate that it should be. And lifestyle inflation is one of the biggest reasons why, because every time income goes up, spending goes up to match. And the gap between earning and keeping never actually closes. The fix for a lifestyle inflation is never to upgrade your lifestyle. It's to be intentional about when and how to do it, to decide in advance before the extra money hits your account. What percentage of every income increases to go to improving your life right now? And what percentage is going to build your future? If you don't decide that in advance, your lifestyle will decide for you, and it will spend every single dollar. Leak number 2 is emotional spending. I'm going to do a full dedicated video on this because it's big, but I'll introduce it here because you need to know a part of the big picture. Emotional spending is what happens when your money becomes a response to a feeling instead of a decision. And it shows up in ways that you don't even look like what you expected. It's not always the big designer purchase when you're sad. Sometimes it's ordering delivery 4 nights in a row because you're too exhausted to cook. Sometimes it's adding things to your cart on your phone around midnight because your brain needed to do something. Sometimes it's saying yes to every single invitation because you don't want to feel left out, even when your bank account is telling your ass no. The reason emotional spending is so hard to catch in the moment, it doesn't feel like a financial decision. It feels like a personal one. It feels like relief or reward or just getting through the day. And your brain is not going to flag that because as far as your brain is concerned, it worked. You felt better in that minute. So it's going to suggest the same response next time in the emotional state. We're going to go much deeper in that in the next video, but for now, I just want you to start noticing that when you are spending money outside of your plan, what you are feeling 5 minutes before. Leak number 3 is one of the most fixable and always the one that makes all the others worse. It's having no system for where your money goes when it comes in. Most people operate off of finances reactively. Money comes in, bills get paid, the rest sort of gets used throughout the month. And at the end of the month, you check what's left. If there's something is left, great. If not, you try again next month. That is not a system. That is a hope. And hope is not a financial strategy. A money system is deciding before the money actually arrives where it's going. It automatically transfers to your savings and investments, happen without having to remember to do them. It's having categories for spending. So you're not just guessing how much you have left. It's reviewing your numbers regularly enough that nothing surprises you. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be the most sophisticated budget spreadsheet you ever seen. It's just had to exist, because without a system, your money will always find somewhere else to go, and it doesn't always choose where you want it to. We're going to build this together on this channel, step by step, in a way that actually works for your real life, not just for the people that love spreadsheets. Because I don't. So if you're walking away with one thing from this video, I want it to be this: your income is not the problem. A good income without a money system is just a faster way to overspend. The women who build real wealth, not just a bigger paycheck, but actually lasting wealth, are not necessarily earning more money. They just have a system. They understand their behavior, and they made a decision at some point to close the gap between earning and what they actually keep. That decision is what this channel is going to help you make, and actually follow through on it, because knowing what to do is half the battle. The other half is having a structure that supports you doing it consistently, even when life gets hard, even when you're tired, even when everything in you wants you to just check out and spend something. That is what we're building here, and I'm genuinely excited to help you build it with you. With you. If you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, I need to understand my situation better, I need something specifically for this moment, I have something for you. It is called the Money Leak Audit Kit. It's a tracker and a guide that walks you through identifying what exactly your money is going, including the leaks you didn't know that were there, the emotional spending patterns, the subscriptions you forgot about, the place where money is quietly leaving your account without making a real decision about it. I built it for the first step I wish I had taken years ago. The link is in the description. If you are serious about it, understanding your money, not just tracking it, but actually understanding, this is where I would start today. If this video resonates with you, if anything I said hit close to home, subscribe to this channel. New videos drop every Wednesday, and every single one is going to have something real and actionable you can use. Next week, we're gonna go directly into emotional spending and the real reason you're overspending, and it's not what you think. The video is one I have wanted to make so long, and I think it's going to hit hard. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you know someone that needs to hear this, a friend, a sister, a coworker who has been out there working hard and wondering where all her money is and why she feels financially stuck, send her this video. This is actually who I made it for. I'm glad that you're here. See you next Wednesday.